And then the Dragonborn stopped right in the middle of battle to consume 3,000 health potions.
Yes. Soundtail is such a cool little app. I wasn't sure I wanted to spend money on it at first, but then I used the demo in the background for the last 2 sessions, and it's got limited abilities. And I thought, this is great. All right, fine, I'll buy it. It's a one-time purchase. It's not a subscription, so that's really helpful.
Yes.
The other thing that's really nice, if I'm no longer using a hot mic all the time, you don't catch any of the furnace noise in the background. That has been in the last 2 session recordings that I've done on YouTube, and I would listen to it afterwards and think, oh, that's so annoying. Are you casting Fireball as a fighter?
Well, I'm using it so my sword sound is firebolt and then sword hit.
Oh, nice. Ooh, did you program it or something to make it at the same time, or are you just clicking two?
Nope. I just click firebolt and then I click sword really fast.
Nice. I haven't dived. That's the word. I haven't dived into the receiver part of the app yet, but my side I can make presets, so you might be able to. I don't know. So you might be able to combine Firebolt with Sword Slash or whatever it is.
No. Well, so I've got 3 different sounds I can have queued up. And, yeah. I've got 3 different sounds I can have queued up, and I get those from a list. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, it's better than not having any of those. Does this sound like an epic mountain? Because that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
This mountain sounds pretty epic to me. I don't know, as mountains go, this is pretty epic. Okay, turn it down. the other cool thing is there's 0 copyright issues in using this.
Uh-huh.
So I can use it in the recordings and not get copyright flags.
Nice.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Ha! Ha ha! Good pun.
Indeed.
Well, it's 1:45 a freckle, and they aren't here yet. Not 1:45 a freckle. It's 3 minutes to a freckle. A hair to a freckle. There we go.
Indeed.
Now I've got my things. Okay, so I don't have to work tomorrow, so I don't mind staying up a little bit later if you guys are really into it. So it's up to you guys whenever you want to call it quits tonight.
Indeed.
But before we do, I'll be right back. I gotta take care of something.
Okay.
Hello again.
Hello. Hello there.
General Kenobi.
You are a bold one. How are y'all tonight?
You
Pretty
know,
fantastic.
I'd say doing pretty good, all things considered.
Nice.
Very happy it's the weekend.
Yeah. How do you like that the sound tail thing?
So unfortunately, I have a Mac and an Apple phone. So there's not a download for the Mac, and I have to pay
I don't think I can show you how to set up so you don't have to
for the
pay.
Apple one. And I'm weird. I know it's a hill I'm dying on. I'm not downloading, like I'm not getting giving Google access because I tried doing on Google Play. It's like, if I'm already logged into an account somewhere, screw it, I'll just do it, right?
Yep.
And it said I'm not logged in, so I was like, okay, well, I'm not willing to cross that bridge.
That's very reasonable.
I'm sorry if I'm a
think it is.
weirdo.
No,
Zach sounds very good. Dan, we can talk about it later, but if that's going to be a problem in the future, let me know and I'll do something.
No problem at all. But I guess you're saying Zach has it, so
can you hear it over his computer?
So we're listening to his phone, but it is very clear sound.
isn't it awesome? I love it.
No, it looks super cool.
I just want to mess with it. It's I have it for when I'm brainstorming and coming up with stuff for the game too.
It'll probably help with your background noise too, because there's times when you need it that loud to set the ambiance, but we can't hear you.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a great improvement. I was hoping to get it on my phone so I could just listen through one of my ears and do that.
Mm-hmm.
But alas.
Well, as with everything, we'll work out the bugs.
Absolutely.
Speaking of bugs, Zach, your camera's not coming through for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me try again.
It's done this before.
Is it because of Roll20 again?
Hang on, I'll be right there.
That's usually off.
I thought no, because I specifically because I was on Roll20 and I closed it to open this first. Turn camera off. All right, let me just.
I know Discord doesn't play nice when something else is taking the webcam.
Yeah, let me.
I wonder if it has to be Discord first, then Roll20. I don't know. It's up to you if you want to mess with that. I know we've had connection issues in the past with the camera, so it's not really necessary. But I think it assists in the non-verbal cues that you otherwise would get when you're at the table, which I struggle with on Discord and online. and it's one of the things that makes D&D a lot harder, I think.
No, I very much enjoy being able to like look at people's faces.
Yeah, there's something
It makes
very,
a big difference.
very good about it, very human, being able to see each other's faces that we otherwise don't get on this platform.
For sure. I don't know. I don't know why it's not showing my face.
Try leaving Roll20 and then refreshing your camera on Discord first before going back into Roll20. I bet that's gonna fix it. There it is. Whoa!
Yeah.
A cyberpunk background.
Yeah.
Did you find this on Sunday when y'all were messing around with backgrounds?
Yes, I did.
I like
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so you do that through Discord?
Yeah, Discord has some background options in the settings.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Under
I
voice
saved,
and video where I just was.
I could have saved like $200 in making my room look the way it is.
Oh, yours was much better.
Your room is way cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't
that
have all
is.
that weird aura things around it.
Yeah, the green screen isn't perfect on Discord,
No.
is it? But you know,
I think it looks pretty good, honestly.
It doesn't.
It-
Yeah,
what
and
about this?
backgrounds also look pretty limited too.
It does.
At least
It does
they
do
are.
a good job, I think.
I'm sure you can like buy more, but
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah, not for me.
yeah.
All right, that actually is kind of distracting with that. So
You'll just have to.
It, it looks like you've just got a large moon in the background there, just kind of phasing in and out of existence. Well, what is that in the background there?
It's a galaxy.
It's
isn't
your
it?
tapestry.
it's a tapestry of a galaxy. I have a tapestry that goes completely over my bed of like a starscape. And then I have that one on that side. I have another one that I can pull in front of my TV. Then I have one that drops down so I can completely surround myself in starscape canopies.
That is
Oh, that's
really
cool.
I don't do it very often, but when I do it, it is very enjoyable. It's like, you know what? I just need to chill for a little bit in my own personal universe.
I bet you if you put a lamp in front of you by behind your screen or something, and then put a white sheet behind you, you'd have a perfect background. Because you'd
You
have
would.
good lighting.
Oh,
He's done it before.
if I drop the tapestry that hangs it on, that closes off my bed, it is white on the back, and it's a perfect backdrop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, here I'll show you. I'll show you.
It makes a really good one, actually.
And then the other thing I wanted to mention is, I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm willing to go as long as you want to go tonight.
We have a friend's birthday party that like starts at 9, and we're totally okay with being at least a little bit late. I mean, they're gonna go hard, so like, if we got there, well, what time do you want to get there?
Where is it? If it's at his house.
It's at his house, but it's in Spokane.
Okay.
It's like East Spokane.
Okay.
Whatever works best for you. I
Probably
have.
pretty close to the end of the game.
I'm just gonna
Okay,
work
like,
on my
so
chicken
9:30.
stuff.
Leaving at 30.
So
Okay, we
At
could go
9?
till 9:30. Like that
Because it starts at 9:30, right?
starts at 9.
sounds good.
Okay.
But like,
Then yeah, we're good.
okay, yeah, we're gonna go till 9:30. But yeah, that's my background.
That is
When I
pretty
dropped
cool.
it, oh my gosh, my hair is out of control.
I kind of liked it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It made it look like I had a flat top, and I'm just not. I'm not ready to go like full Small Soldiers General. You remember that movie? Maybe you're too young.
Somehow, I know I haven't seen it, but yet I know exactly who you're talking about.
Basically, this guy. It was in like the 90s. This guy creates this toy, but he works for like a giant company that also does like Defense Department stuff, and so he's looking for like he wants to make like toys that actually like run around and fight each other like soldiers, right? And so he makes like the monsters and like the military, and he uses like a military grade chip or whatever in it. So instead of being like toys, they think they're actually at war. At least like the soldiers do, and it's like they end up like making like they just go crazy on suburbia. They end up like turning lawnmowers and stuff into like tanks that shoot tennis balls and like crazy stuff like that. It's worth watching. It's a good movie. Dennis Leary plays. He has like 3 scenes tops, but he plays like the psycho cutthroat business executive for the like basically like the Halliburton company. It's pretty great.
I think I've seen a little bit of it very briefly.
It sounds like Toy Story on steroids.
Yeah, Toy Story World War One.
Right, it's like Toy Story dark. It's like dark Toy Story. It's closer to Sausage Party than Toy Story.
That trailer actually messed me up because I was watching it and I thought it was actually like a Pixar movie.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. You guys probably haven't watched Sausage Party, right?
Too, but all of a sudden, in the middle of the trailer,
it's a pretty gratuitous cartoon, but like the premise is that like our food is alive. Like they're like the hot dog and the hot dog bun are 2 separate sentient entities.
Like Toy Story for food.
Like Toy Story for food. And there's like this weird like cabal that has tricked all of the food into thinking that like getting chosen at the grocery store is like going to heaven, when in reality they're just going to get eaten. And basically and then like the food finds out that like if someone is high on GHB, they can see them and interact with them, and so then they end up loading GHB into toothpicks and shooting everybody in the store and massacring everyone.
It was made by Seth Rogen.
Yeah, it's very, very dark and very gratuitous.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's that like what if something that was alive or that we didn't think was alive and turned on us? Like it was a very gratuitous exploration of that theme.
It sounds like it. I don't know if that's my thing.
I very much don't think you guys would like it. I didn't like it, to be honest.
I don't want to see it.
Like, I was not that big of a fan. Like, I thought the premise was interesting, but like, that was too much for me.
Well, there is no transition like no transition. That's what I think. Welcome to another session of Dan's Tomb of Annihilation, where nothing follows the rules. Dan makes it up as he goes, except when he has a spurt of creativity at work, a notepad and a pen. This is
if you say the XP doesn't matter, I'm leaving.
XP does matter. XP does matter. You all did get 700 XP last week, if I remember correctly. I think I.
Ooh, thank you. I forgot to add that.
Pretty sure I added mine.
Does anyone want to give a recap of what you did? If not, I will.
So last session we made our way back to the plucked monkey, and as we were trying to backtrack so that we could get to Camp Vengeance, we ran into a couple members that were claiming and turned out to later have been members of the Order of the Gauntlet, and they needed our help at Camp Vengeance. There's apparently a sickness going around. And we just said, yeah, like we'll come help out. We showed up, and the guy in charge of the camp is out of his mind, almost certainly deeply incompetent, and started like ordering us around. Like he thought we were his like reinforcements and we're like under his command. Almost had us arrested. but I did talk down a grown man in front of his men and then walk out, which I was very proud of.
Yeah.
I love the phone.
Yes,
I
Liz.
gave it a bold
Sorry.
speech.
Elvira started
How
a small
dare you
workers'
forget
revolution.
I sparked a fire that night.
She roused. Yeah.
You were really, really charismatic in that speech
Yeah.
too. I was impressed.
I was impressed with myself too.
Like I said, you kind of might have hit on something because Liz has been going through that crazy boss thing.
It was good. It was good.
I had no idea. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done that. I would have.
No, I think it didn't bother me at all.
Okay.
I had a blast. I was very proud.
I think
It
it
was a great
helped with
moment.
my role playing. I was like, I know exactly what to do in this moment. Anyway, but it was a good session.
And we did manage to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember if we.
We
I think we
basically
got.
stopped.
Yeah. So like we left. We haven't like gotten on the boat yet or anything, but that's the plan. We haven't been like stopped yet. And I kind of I used my new teleport charm thing on the on like one of her like the second or third in command or something.
Yeah.
Correct.
Faced up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, "Yeah, no, that all tracks. You guys should definitely go. I'm gonna go talk to him." It's like,
Really?
thanks, babe.
Yeah, you charmed her, and you, to an extent, probably convinced Ord. I can't remember her name at the moment. It's like Vecna or something like that.
Something like that.
Not super important to the story because you aren't sticking around. So that it is. I think I ruled it was noon. We're just gonna go with it was noon when you showed up, and you basically spent
Sure.
10 minutes there, and then decided to go. So
You punk.
you are on the side of the River Soshin Star. Your raft is tied up. Your animals are still there waiting for you. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. Next time somebody says I can't take Shar Khan in somewhere, I'm not going in. Right? Because like I feel like we would not have been spoken to with a giant tiger. Like they would
Yeah.
have spoken to us the same way if there was a giant tiger right there.
Right.
Mhm.
Like I know that I don't look particularly intimidating. I mean, I am. I'll shoot you. But like, I don't look particularly intimidating. But Shar Khan, he's the muscle we need.
He's the goon.
Right. Every squad has to have a goon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
As you're standing there, Keegan is kind of shuffling his feet a little bit, and he looks a little bit a little apprehensive about what he's going to say, and he turns to you and he says, "It's been good sticking with you folks, but I think I probably ought to go back to Yanzaru now. I should be able to make my way alone.
Are
Think I
you
will.
sure?
I think I might see if I can smooth things over with Niles. Maybe I can take his boats with his men back up to Yanzaru, but I have no intention of traveling further south. It's too dangerous for someone like me."
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't blame you. As I look off into the horizon,
It's pretty sketch out here.
Yeah.
you have been so much of a help, though.
Yeah, and hey, we figured out the Vorn thing, right? That was cool.
Yeah.
It very fascinating. I'm sad I can't keep the amulet, but I think you have greater need of it than I. I'm an old man anyway. I'm not going to need riches.
I hope you got plenty of notes off of it. Or were you researching it? You were researching it, right?
Yes, I've definitely made some observations, and I think I'm going to take it to a few places in Yanzaru and see if I can dig up some more information. Something useful. See if I can benefit people with this knowledge.
Is the Vorn out of game? Is the Vorn always with us?
I'm assuming
Or-
he is.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I'm looking at him and be like,
I've always thought life at a museum might be nice one day, though. It's a possibility. You know? Like, kick back, everyone looks at you like you're cool.
Answer
'Cause
some
you
questions, be a
are.
decent retirement.
Right,
You know?
you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope you get back safe.
Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe I can use this opportunity to help bring some of these sick and wounded back to Yanzaro. I know you didn't want things to
Yeah,
go
they're-
poorly.
They're gonna need some help.
Yeah, if you want, like, I can hang out. Like, if we just go around the corner, I can hang out and help make a couple of boats. If you like, if you want, like,
I second that idea.
yeah. But I'm good with that. Like, we can take a couple. Like, we can take like a day, and between all of us with Winston, fully helping us pull down trees, we could get a couple good boats made. If you
That is
wanted
a
to
good idea.
do the charitable thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, now that I've left and I've said my piece and I'm no longer angry, I do feel a little bad because I doubt those men chose to be under him.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, I couldn't. The authoritarian attitude, I don't brook it. It's not how I roll.
Yeah, I wasn't too pleased with it either, but you're right. These men didn't ask for that, and I think it's the right thing to do. I appreciate your help.
I think you're right, and honestly, you know, if you're going back anyways, that's if we were headed that way already, I would have just said yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
but
he also,
we are.
Yeah, he comes up to you and in a little more hushed tone, he says, "It's also probably not great to have Angry Order of the Gauntlet with, you know."
Yeah, that's true.
There are
That's
other
true.
factions, but they are quite strong.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That's true.
I'm sure I can smooth it over. You know, it seems like you really, really impressed that dwarf man. Yeah.
Yeah, if you would like to pass on our, you know, my regret of the situation, and along with our help, we'd be happy to take, you know, a couple of days even, guys. And I mean, we could whip up a good number of rafts. We did this one without much planning or tools and no animals in like a day and a half. So we could whip, with all of us, we could whip up a couple more.
You sound like skilled craftsmen. I had no idea.
Well, out here you kind of gotta be.
Mr. Ron Swanson. I stand up on the raft and be like, we did build this.
I'm particularly proud of that one. I did a very good job, but I did too. I rolled ridiculous. I didn't roll under a 17 for that whole time building the raft. I was so proud.
And this is his first time hearing that you actually made the raft. He's like, "Really? You made this? I am impressed."
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know, Ranger.
You know, I'm gonna have to probably say a few things around town when I get back to Yanzaro. I think people are gonna be impressed with your capabilities.
Well, you know, I've never tried my hand at being a shipwright, but I've always been curious.
Well, I think you're probably going to need a little something bigger if you decide to go out into the ocean, but this is a good start.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do this. And
alrighty.
As you know, I don't think rolls are really necessary unless you want to. Rock is also very happy to lend a hand.
Oh, and he's like druid or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does he helps you scout out some trees that would be excellent candidates to cut down. And
He uses speak to tree to determine the good ones.
Casts say speak with trees or something. Are you?
I think there is a. I think speak with plants is a spell.
Are you ready to sacrifice for the greater good? Oh,
Are you do
this one's not the right tree. Sorry, you're gonna have to find another one.
That tree said some very racist things. We're definitely taking that one.
As you're working to get Raka, actually sticks close to you, Petal, because you and him have probably done most of the conversing in the group, at least between Raka and anybody else. And this whole time, he's been communicating with you by writing. And today he actually starts to speak the occasional word in Elvish to you, audibly.
Okay.
He's just kind of making small talk with you as you're searching for trees, and he says, "It took me a while to learn how to speak this. I had to hear you speak so I could know how."
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, I guess it's a good thing. I love talking.
He says, "I can understand more than Elvish, but I can't speak more at this time."
Okay. Well, we can keep talking, and in my experience, that's the best way to learn a language is to talk with someone who is a native speaker, which I am.
Yeah.
We can keep talking in Elvish. We'll have to speak in common for Guy, but when we're just hanging out, we can talk in Elvish for sure.
Mm-hmm. He's picked up a word or two in common as well, but he explains to you that basically his people have basically no ability to speak, except that they are able to imitate the sounds they hear or speech they hear. And so it takes a while for them to learn it, but eventually they can. It's a very difficult task.
Okay, but if you get enough of a vocabulary, if you learn enough words that you can mimic, you can pretty much put it together.
Yes. Yes,
you just have to hear the word first. I'm happy to help with that. If you can write a word in common that you want me to say in Elvish, just ask. I have no problem. I'll help you fill out your vocabulary.
He likes that. That's a really good idea. Kind of, when he is now speaking to you in Elvish, he sort of drops his odd vocabulary that he was using before when he was writing, because he's come to understand a little bit better what it is that you speak. Still, the odd word or two he uses that's not quite correct, especially when it's something he's not very aware of. Sometimes he speaks a little bit broken.
Does he still use the word worm food for food?
Yes, he really loves worm food. It's the best. That's all I have to say on that.
Well, he is a bird. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, he says now is not really the time, but he'd love to introduce himself more to you folks as you're on your journey, because he's got some things he'd like to do. Let's see, one in particular, but he's not really comfortable talking about it yet. It's a little bit personal. So
okay. Well, just so you know, I don't know if we ever told you what we're actually doing out here, but we're trying to track down a tomb so that we can stop a magical curse that is affecting anybody who has ever been brought back to life with magic, super powerful healing spells type stuff, or revivify, things like that. Anybody who's done that, they're starting to go all zombie looking and dying. And we're trying to stop that. We've been hired to stop that.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try a sound effect here and see if it sounds good. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
that sounds like it would be him. He he likes to do that. There's something very meaningful in his crowing, his cawing, like an actual bird. It's really part of his nature. So he likes to start and end sentences with like a caw or something like that. He also has kind of like a very very bird sounding voice. But he says, a tomb? Where is this tomb? I've been through many parts of Chult.
We don't actually know where this tomb is. We just know the general direction of southeast, right? From
Yes.
from Yanzaro. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yes.
southeast. We just know the general direction of southeast. We are headed to
Ubtao.
the city of
The
Ubtao,
heart of Ubtao.
heart of Ubtao. For
Yes.
right now,
Oh. He says, "Well, I know where the heart of Ubtao is. I can guide you there, but I might recommend that you visit another location first." And I'm going to quick refresh my memory on why I.
well, I was gonna say we do have Mabala on our map.
Outlined, yeah.
And I don't remember specifically why, but I do remember that we wanted to go there.
And we are very close.
Yeah, he says, "Yes, Mbala, I would take you there on the way to Orolunga. There is a he says, let me be frank, or whatever his version of that would be. It seems like you would probably enjoy treasure hunting. And I think I know of a place where you could make a pretty penny in Orolunga."
Yes, that. 300%. I mean, we're definitely going to try to fix this curse, but we are going to need funds for that. Speaking of which, just remember, folks, when we get back to Yanzaro, I do have a letter that entitles us to, 30, 10, 15, 20% of the treasure recovered from that asp dragon once they
Yes.
launch an expedition. I have it written down here.
Yeah, and then eventually at the end, you're gonna make 90% of the 100 platinum, from Jessamine. The
Yeah.
other 10% goes to Cinder Sylvain.
Yeah.
So you got quite a lot of dough on the way, but if that could absolutely be spent on like a journey to a different part of. To a different part of Faerun if you wanted to go somewhere else, continue.
Oh, for
the
sure.
adventures.
For sure.
Yeah, he says, well, you're going to want a guide going further on and further in. The problem going without a guide, you're going to run into a lot more danger. I can't guarantee that we won't run into danger, but I can at least take you on mostly safe paths, and I don't think you'll be getting lost as frequently because I have been through some of these places.
Well, that would be very helpful, sir. Because as you can see, we get lost.
A lot.
We are new here.
Yeah.
He
I
says,
don't
well,
even know where we are on the material plane.
Well, he says, by the way, Keegan has already departed, I would say, probably at this point with the rats and stuff.
We can have these conversations over the course of the 2 days of making boats.
Yeah. He wishes you farewell. He hopes to see you again. Away from he'll be in the outside.
Does he take any of the wounded dudes with him?
Yeah, he takes a number, quite a significant number with them. I don't know if you guys are secretly observing or anything, but he definitely.
I would watch just to make sure everything goes down the way it's supposed to go down. You know, I like Keegan. He was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Helped us get born.
Did what's his face go? Crazy Pants? Niles?
Niles Breakbone was the commander.
Crazy Pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did he go with the wounded?
Yeah.
No, he stayed in the camp.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if he wanted to go with the wounded, there was no way we were taking it. Couldn't have done it.
I don't know that he is that respectable of a person to actually do the work himself. I think he's a little bit above that in his perspective. A little
He'll
superior
get
to
wounded,
them.
Tim.
Right. Hopefully, he takes an arrow to the knee.
That'll end his adventuring. So Raka is struggling to come up with the words for this next part. He says, "When you get to the place with the water, the
Lake?
the
The
big
Aldani Basin.
the lake, the Aldani Basin. You get there, you will probably need to be very," and he uses the wrong word here. You need to be very safe. You need to be,
Yeah, the Aldani are the lobster face,
yeah.
right?
Human
he's-
face lobster.
Oh, yeah,
Now that
human
he's
face.
heard you say that, he says, "Oh yes, the Aldani are rumored to be myth. Well, rumored to be myth. They're said to be myth. I've never seen.
No, we fought some.
No, they're for real.
Yes,
But
I
and I
never
was already
believed it
thinking about
myself.
that when I saw the name Aldani Basin. So, is there a way around, like, to the left or right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
recommend going to the west. On the
Okay,
Yeah,
on
because
the
we're gonna
right
hit
west.
Mambala and Orlunga
okay, cool.
for treasure.
That's right. We're going there first, but I didn't want to like. I'm making sure that like Winston wouldn't have to like swim across any part of this because this is a massive lake.
Yeah, he does say the problem is you're going to have to leave your boat behind, your raft behind, if you want to go on land.
We'll have to leave it in Mambala. Or
Well,
right here, the
you could
riverside,
leave it
or
in
that's
Mambala.
in the water. A little before then, which we've already done it once. We'll
Yeah.
cover it up nicely.
You're
We'll-
certainly not permanently abandoning it, unless you prefer to.
No, we're gonna need it to get back down the
Ocean Star.
right.
Sochist River.
We could always try that idea I had with the wheels.
We could try to build wheels for it.
Take it
you know,
inland at least a little bit.
Ooh, or a sled.
you could, I'd say it's reasonable for you to understand that any area that isn't densely wooded, you could probably pull it through, especially with
And
Winston
this-
pulling it.
That's what I'm. Yeah, this doesn't
Yeah.
look very densely wooded right here.
I guess it is a catamaran, so like it really is just two canoes with a big platform over it. So like that's
that
not that different. Like that's not going to be that difficult to drag
No.
as long as we don't overload Winston.
Right.
We'll always have,
it's,
like-
it's like what the Native Americans would have dogs pulling their teepees, but they would take them apart and they would make. Oh, what are they called? I can't remember now.
Sleds.
Yeah, they make sleds out of them. Yeah, it's the
Toboggans?
same concept. Nah, there's a word for it, but I can't remember now.
But yeah,
But yeah, that.
Yeah. Okay. That's gonna probably mean that you just have to move at a normal pace, no faster than normal. So you'll be able to go probably about 15 miles in a day. And we'll start you off on a fresh day since you've been working on something else. So
Okay.
with no problem at all, you make it down the River Ocean Star a little bit further until a point where Raka says this is probably a good point to go onto the land. I'm gonna move you to a map here. Okay. I wouldn't move your characters just yet, as this is loading up. It's gonna take a second. There should be dynamic lighting, and it should be set to day. So I'll just need you to let me know if you can see around your characters. Right off the bat. Actually, I might have it set to night now that I think. Daylight mode. Boom. There we go. How's that look? Can you see it?
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay, what's the issue, Liz? Is it
Oh,
just
hang on.
dark
I was
for you?
just super. I need to super zoomed in.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe that was it.
That was for sure my situation.
Okay. As you're figuring that out, I got something for you. This map isn't exactly to scale, and you'll see what I mean in a little bit. There's kind of a small river. It should be a little bit bigger than that. It's not super important, but you've pulled it out of the river, which is on your left, but you can't quite see it because it's blocked by some trees.
Okay.
And you hear a bit of a kerfuffle up ahead of you. It's somewhat distant, so some of it's very audible. You can hear exactly what words are being said, but you're not exactly sure who's speaking it. And here's how it goes. Oi, give back me lamb, that's mine. You would have burnt it, let me have it. No, I wouldn't. I was gonna stood in grog. Grog, that's my grog. Give it back. I made it myself. You drank all the other grog. Oh yeah. I'm thirsty. Give me your grog. And then you hear another voice, a third voice, significantly different. Quit fighting, you two. I'm starving. What are we eating for dinner? I'm gonna cave your skull in. You can't try. Cease this fight, you two idiots. And then you hear a Don't make me separate you two. Thud. That is what you hear.
Are we about to come up on a giant domestic dispute?
Absolutely. And I'm gonna watch from the bushes.
And that's off in the woods to our left.
It's up and to the left. It's more in front of you than it is to the left.
Elvira's completely prepared for this. She grew up in a small rural town. She does not give one care. She's gonna find out what's happening. Everyone stay back. She knows.
Okay.
And take notes.
Petal and Sharkan would like to sneak up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
the wood guy.
Sounds
She's an
good.
absolute looky-loo.
Guy, do you sneak?
I have ambush as a maneuver. When you make a dexterity. Okay, yeah. Oh. Yikes.
Because
Okay.
you're in heavy armor, right?
No, I'm in medium.
Oh.
And it doesn't matter because I still get a 6.
Okay. Wait. Are all of you stealthing then?
Yes, 13.
Okay. Then I will have my two NPCs stealth with you.
That'll be a 21 for Petal and
Dang, son, that's pretty good.
Petal and Sharkan. You know, you wouldn't think an elf on the back of a tiger could be stealthy, but like, blend in.
This is the tall grasses.
It is the tall grasses. Best. That's what we were made for.
Okay.
I'm in
Go
the
ahead and
tree.
show me where you want to be if you haven't moved yet. It looks like most of you have though. Sandra's gonna come up to Elvira, by Elvira's tree there. Raka is gonna come all the way up here. The animals are gonna stay behind, other than Sharkan, it looks like. Okay.
Yeah, I'm riding Sharkan.
Petal, I think you probably have line of sight on what's in front of you.
Okay,
Whatever
I'm just
you
gonna.
see-
Guy is probably gonna try and like go up to these rocks, but like accidentally stub his toe or something and make a loud clang.
Okay.
You got it. 5.
So multiple things are going to happen right here. Petal, whatever you see, but don't. If you don't go any further, whatever you see is fair game for you to describe. Guy, you clang, you stub your toe and make that clang, but you don't hear any response to it. You just hear a fist fight going on.
It looks like two giants are throwing hands.
Hell yes.
Well, one of them just threw a stick, but they're also throwing hands.
Also, you see this guy.
Oh, I thought he was dead.
No, not necessarily. He's just on the ground.
Oh. There's another one that is passed out. I don't know if it's dead or sleeping or whatever, but I was pretty sure I heard 3 people arguing, so I think somebody
There was
might have
that
just
one
gotten
mouthy
bombed.
one, right?
Right, I think the mouthy one might have gotten slapped about.
Okay. Do a let's see. What kind of check would it be? Either insight or maybe investigation. I think both of those would be reasonable to figure out what race they are, because they are giant size, for sure.
I'm gonna do investigation.
That'll be a
got
17 for my investigation check.
12 on insight.
And an 8 on my investigation.
Yeah, it's really not that hard, so you all recognize these as ogres.
Mm.
Okay.
So on the both of these 2 ogres, the blue and the black one, are right now they're not throwing fists, they're throwing club at each other, smacking them, bang. One of them
I'm
hits
gonna
the
get
other on
even
top of the
closer
head,
to
and you
the
hear a
tree.
dull thud, and it stands still for a moment, and then it snaps out of it, swipes back.
Let's let them beat each other senseless, and then we'll come in and finish them off when they're exhausted.
Right, but like close to the trees in case the things come around.
Good
They
point.
won't hit you in the head like golf.
Good point.
Because these things are knives.
Petal, what was your stealth check again?
21.
Okay, that's fine. The creatures are smashing and flailing at each other. Bang! This one gets pushed back a little bit. This one turns to face it. You shouldn't have taken my grog! And he gets smacked and pushed back a little bit. This guy then goes into a running charge and bowls the blue guy over.
So, wait,
He
is the
steps
blue
back
guy
and-
the leader?
He almost hits you. What's that?
Is the blue guy like the one in charge?
It's
No
not
more-
not clear.
Okay.
Blue one is the one with the kind of raspy voice. Black one is the one with the really deep voice.
Okay.
All right. Good to know. Good to know.
Yes. Which leaves the other voice to be elsewhere. You see that the black one still has a leg of lamb in his hand, but he now drops it into the dirt. Doesn't care. It just little pile of dust as he charges into the other one in front of you. And Petal, need a dexterity check, or I guess, yeah, to see if you can avoid getting stepped on by 2 oblivious creatures.
22.
Yeah, that's for sure a pass. Yeah, you nimbly step aside. And the blue one falls onto the ground prone, and the other one jumps onto his chest or doesn't exactly jump. He puts like one leg down on his chest, and he yells in his face something in a different language that you don't understand. And then the blue one relaxes and lets go of his club. They're there for a little bit before the black one schools him in that same language that you don't know, and gets up, walks over to the leg of lamb, kicks it towards the fire, and then angrily storms off into the woods over here, lost to sight. The other one is still on the ground, kind of catching his breath.
I'm gonna like get everybody's attention, but we're gonna like check this guy now. Later.
But you get out of here without telling me. It's nothing.
He shakes his head, kind of brushes some dust off of him, and slowly gets up, mumbling, "Oh," muttering something in an angry tone. Then he turns and he walks the other direction, towards the water.
As he's getting up and like walking towards the water, after a quick little like hand signal pantomiming with my associates, I would like to attack him and shoot him in the face, preferably a vulnerable spot, like maybe his throat or eyeball.
He's behind you.
Yeah, you can have advantage because he's not looking at you.
In the brainstem, just right at the back of the head.
Yeah, I was gonna try to put one like right at the base of his skull, just doop.
And so it's 2 attacks per action, right? Does that still take effect? I don't know.
What?
Yes. Typically speaking.
Yes, I think. I'm failing to remember why, but we'll go with yes.
Okay. Oh no, wait. Okay, so that's for the first one.
So I got a 29 and a 25.
Okay, so both hit.
Got a 13 and a 21.
Yes, that hits too.
Cool. Just the 21?
No, both of them do. I'm confused. Wait a minute. We're doing a surprise round. Shouldn't it just be pedal?
Well, we motioned back to each other that we were both gonna attack.
Oh,
I don't.
okay. Never mind.
Yeah, we were coordinating.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead. That's what I was confused about.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm just in support of it, so.
Okay, my first attack does 12 damage, and my second attack also does 12 damage. So, 24 damage.
Where's my pen?
Alright, I deal 17 piercing damage in total.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
Let me do some quick math here. Okay. Where are you aiming these arrows again?
I'm trying to get him in like the back of the head. I'm trying to put him down.
Okay. I think it's you both had some really high rolls, so I think whatever you aimed at, you hit. And if it's it's 3 arrows hitting him, right? Because guy is shooting twice.
Well,
I shot twice.
You
yeah,
shot twice
4
as well.
arrows.
Okay, so he takes four arrows, 2 to his back, 2 to the back of his neck, and you see him fall to his knees, kind of gurgle a little bit, fall on his arms, and then go limp and completely go fall to the ground. Just make a light thud sound, and there's blood spilling out of his back.
Okay.
I'm sorry I didn't think about this earlier, but while they're doing that, can I go over and I guess try to do the same? I don't think I have any daggers, but I do have a crossbow.
Oops.
Or I have a longbow. Can I take out the one that's prone on the what's it called? On the bank? The other side of the fire?
Yes. Wait, you want to shoot him, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
He's already on the ground.
Right, but we weren't sure if he was dead or alive, so we were gonna put one in him just to make sure.
Oh. Okay.
Like maybe he's not dead, but let's all shoot him in the head anyways, just to make sure.
Yeah. Double tap.
Right. He could be sleeping, and that'd be really embarrassing if we assumed he was dead and he was actually
Does
sleeping.
an 18 hit?
Yeah.
And if we put 2 arrows in the back of his neck and he's just sleeping, then I think we have bigger problems.
The problem is I only did 6 damage.
Okay.
Does a 14 hit?
Yes.
I basically can't miss.
Why did you roll that again with advantage?
Well, ogres are a fairly low-level monster, so that's part of it.
Because it's a surprise. He's prone and he's invincible. Like he doesn't know we're there. Okay, so 14, and then I'm guessing a 21 also hits if the 14 did.
Yeah.
Uh, 11 damage. And 11 damage. Wow.
There's no response. The arrows just seem to go into him. Everybody do a quick perception check for me.
What? Or, well, 13, but it's fine. I did the math wrong.
Oh, God.
6!
8!
9.
Raka got a 16 and Cassandra got a 14. Raka points out, he says, I don't think it's alive anymore. There is something on the ground next to it. It looks like a book.
I'm gonna get it.
Right, I say we investigate.
Okay. Pick it up, and it is a leather-bound book. And it's written. There's writing in it in common. Can you see that?
Sort of, yes.
All right. Does somebody want to read this note that I just shared with you?
Sure. One morning I walked to the river. I was dreaming of finding some liquor. I tripped on an old log and fell into a pit of a hog. The hog saw me and squealed. I was confused as I had kneeled. In the air was smoke. It hurt as I started to choke. I don't know where I'm going with this poem. I'm not sure I'm good enough to become a bard. The present company certainly doesn't help. Those two boneheads could burn soup. I don't know what came over me to let them cook the lamb. I should have taken it to cook it myself, but they're too big. I'm not as strong as they are. I can't wait to get rid of them for some decent folk. Hopefully, it's not too far to Nyanzaru, or at least some other civilized place.
Damn.
I just need to get out of this dreaded jungle. I can't get anywhere staying here. Just a few more nights. I should have enough food hidden that I can sneak away when they're asleep. And then, is there
We
any...
might have murder hoboed, y'all.
I don't think so. I think the guy was already dead.
Do you
Well,
want to find
hopefully.
out?
Yeah.
We would do an autopsy.
Medicine checks for whoever wants to do it. Also take
hold on.
survival. That's fine too.
I'll do a survival for you. For a 5, and that one for a 5.
I'll help out with a medicine check. That is M 6, so not much better.
One of you reaches down and you feel breathing on his chest.
What, we feel what?
Breathing.
Okay.
I could hit him with it. I could hit him with arrows.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's still an ogre, right?
It is, but like, did you?
I'm confused.
Yeah, he looks a little different, but he definitely has some ogre features to him.
So this isn't the ogre we just killed.
No, this is
No,
the guy
so,
that
okay.
you just shot.
On
Oh,
the other side that
But
was
it's
laying
not
down.
it's not the first one you shot. It's the second one that was on the ground.
Okay. You said he's still breathing?
He wants to
Yeah.
turn his life around. Yes.
I'll
And
hit him with a
he,
cure wounds.
He has a slightly greenish tone to him, and he's a little bit smaller built than the other two. Cure wounds.
Pop his arrows
What
out.
level is that? And what
Don't take
health
the
does
arrows
it do?
out. Steve Irwin's people.
I'm gonna use cure wounds. We take the arrows out and he won't know we shot him. He's still asleep.
Okay, does it work quickly?
It's magic.
Okay,
I think
okay.
it's
And I'm
instantaneous.
gonna pop out the arrow.
Well, just take them all out real quick and load him with the cure
That's what I'm
wounds.
doing.
Okay.
Pa, pa, pa.
All right, I'm gonna hit him with a first level cure wounds.
Okay.
For 3 hit points.
Don't we have a
3 hit
medicine kit?
points. You do have a medicine kit.
We do have a medicine kit. Guy, medicine kit.
right. Wait, do I have it or did...
Yeah, you do have one. You
I think
grabbed
that's
one.
just to stabilize.
Well-
If he's down, cure wounds should bring
That's
him
good.
back.
Wait, where is it?
Let me think about that for a second because it was 3 hit points.
Backpack.
Okay,
No,
I'm
I've
gonna-
got a mess kit.
I'm actually gonna change my ruling just a
I
little
have
bit
it, never
'cause
mind.
I wasn't thinking very completely. He starts to twitch, like his arms are moving a little bit, like he's regaining consciousness.
Okay.
He moves
Cassandra,
his head a
you,
little bit. His voice is noticeably different, less gruff.
hey there, you're finally awake.
Oh, my head.
You doing okay there, champ?
He opens his eyes and he looks at you. Who are you?
We might have accidentally killed you on purpose. But we brought you back. We read your poetry and it spoke to us. I'm absolutely saying this.
I guess we're
And
going
we
with
did
being 100% honest.
absolutely Beautiful journal entry that we found on accident.
He takes his right hand and he puts it to his forehead. Oh, my head hurts.
I
He
just
doesn't
want you
seem
to
to
know
care about the 2 arrows sticking out of him right now.
we're not here to hurt you anymore.
Hey, bud. Well, let me hit you. I'm gonna hit him with a 2nd level cure wounds.
You're very right. You were in
Do we
terrible.
want to take the arrows out first?
Nah, he's fine. For Jesus, worst rolls ever. 4 more hit points. Okay, I'm not burning any more spell slots on the NPC.
Cassandra comes up. She's like, "All right, I'll give you a
Petal.
hand here."
Let me.
She's gonna cast Cure Wounds at. She's gonna go ahead and do 3rd level because she can.
I'm gonna be like, hey, heads up. The blue one is dead. The other one, the ugly one, might be back. He just stormed off.
10 points of healing. That's pretty close to what you dealt to him, so I'm gonna say he's like pretty much at full health. His demeanor changes and he gets more responsive. Oh, what? The pain it's gone. And then he sits up and he sees the arrows and he's like, "What are these toothpicks?" Psst, pulls them right out. Who are you? Why are you here? And you see on his face he's wearing a pair of glasses.
Ogre-sized glasses.
No, definitely too small for him.
Bless his heart.
So he's an ogre wearing people-sized glasses. Does he look like Benjamin Franklin with them like down at the tip of his nose?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that would be a good way of putting it.
Interesting fashion choice.
Yeah,
Interesting fashion choice.
he gets fully seated upright. Who are you? Why are you here?
We are exploring the area.
He thinks for a second. It's not safe for you to be here. The other two, they would eat you.
The other one.
Well, one of them's dead. The blue one's dead.
And he turns and he looks.
We
Oh.
turned him into a pincushion.
I never really cared much for him. He was always mean.
Yeah, I kind of figured out. He seemed like a jerk.
The other one you can reason with sometimes.
Probably not, since we killed his friend.
Oh, they're friends?
I don't know. Do you know?
Oh, ogres don't make friends.
Are you an ogre?
It's a long story and I don't have all the information. But I am somewhat ogre and something else. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see it. And I just kind of look at him.
That seems complicated.
It is. And it's a little bit private.
No worries, man.
He's very articulate.
Listen, we've all pissed off a fake creature before. It's fine. Like, it's okay. No need to be ashamed. We've all been turned into something unnatural before. It happened.
Yeah,
Guy.
he has some really good manners for an odd reason. It's like he really he's the black sheep of this group of three, for sure.
I caught on those eyes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. We are currently headed to.
What's your name? Nice to meet you. My name's Guy. What's your name?
I was gonna try to get directions, but
This is my name is Ardvid. I am I'm a
Ardvid?
want to be bard. Very much want to become a bard. I hope you didn't read my poetry. It's not finished yet.
listen, bro, I've read worse. Just gonna let you know. Like, honestly, bard, respectable position. Honestly, if I wasn't a ranger,
Very short and save your life.
right.
Well,
Being a bard is a fantastic career. If I wasn't a ranger, I probably would have been a bard.
I should have been a bard.
I was a bard in a past life. It was very fun.
he says, "Well, I've been hoping to eventually find somebody who could teach me, but I don't. There's nobody like that in the wilderness, and well, I've been stuck out here a long time. Anyway, we really should get you out of here. The other will return and he'll be quite angry." And as he says that, you hear a roar in the distance, but it's not the kind of roar you might expect. Not the roar of somebody angry. It's more like the roar of surprise. And then you hear quite rapid thud, 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 thud coming back your direction at a high rate of pace. And then behind it, you hear at a slightly slower pace and slightly louder. Doo, 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 doo. And it's
No,
not.
thank you, Baldwin.
It's quite a few footsteps, and it's getting much louder as it approaches.
Well, it was nice to meet you.
My finely honed instincts tell me it's time to leave.
Right. It was
Goodbye.
nice to meet you, bro. I'm hiding in these bushes at the minimum.
He actually gets up and he says, "Wait for me. I'm coming with you."
Oh yeah, okay, by all means.
Like,
Sure.
You're much better company than these buffoons that I was with. I want to get out of here.
Yeah, sure. We're probably not headed the direction you need to be going, but for the short term, you are welcome to kick it.
Okay.
Or if you want to change destinations.
As you get into the bushes, the sound comes out of the trees to the left, and the one ogre comes back. But this time, he seems to be running as if he's afraid. Excuse me. And shortly thereafter, he is... actually, one second here. He makes it back to the campfire, and he's sort of dumbly looking around like he doesn't know what to do.
Well, he was hoping for backup.
And he realizes he's alone, and he turns to face what was chasing him. And you see 3 bigger giants that definitely look very out of place for this part of the world.
Nope.
They have bluish skin, they have very long beards. They have almost this weird aura around them. Seems, well, do a perception check if you want to know. If you want to kind of figure it out. While you do that, the first one is the
Natural
2
20.
Son of a gun, only 5.
frost giants is what they are.
Don't forget to step on Mount
Uh,
as I dance out of the trees. 'Cause
2 in the rear stop,
No.
and
No.
they have beside them large frost wolves as well. I think they're called frost wolves.
Sure.
There's 2 of them behind the 2 in the back. They stop and they stand still as the front one now is walking towards the ogre. No sign that they have recognized you. But I will need. I would like some stealth checks now. If you've gotten here.
Oh no. 19. Yes, queen. Who I'm sure is also with me. Should I roll for her too?
What? I assumed that Queen was behind you. I don't
Okay,
know.
I usually leave her with Winston.
Okay, that's where they are. They're back.
Natural 1.
17. I would like to say, for the record, I
only have
would
to
not
be
hide near
faster
Guy.
than you.
Right. I would just like to say, for the record, I would not hide near Guy.
He would probably not hide near anyone else, although he might have taken Ardvid or whatever with him, since he was kind of the guy who entered.
Yeah, his name is Ardvid. 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 It's I was looking for a Swedish sounding name, and my coworker told me Arvid is a name from Sweden, and then I added a D. So that's the origin of that name for you.
Ardvid.
Made up today at about maybe about 8:30 in the morning. So you can tell how much thought has gone into this.
That was very good thought.
I thought it was an appropriate sounding name. The frost giant in the lead lets out a bellowing voice in a language that you do not understand. But to your surprise, Raka, who is next to you, whispers to Petal something in Elvish. He says, "This is one of the languages that I am able to understand. And I may be able to translate some." So you get a bit of a broken interpretation of what is being said. And what's being said is this. Do you know the word that's untranslated? Ring of Winter. We are here under the command of... What's his name? Do 1 second here. Jarl Storvald. Jarl Storvald desires the Ring of Winter. You will give it to us or you will perish. You will also reveal Artis Cimber. And the ogre is just like, kind of looking a little dumbfounded. He's like, I don't know any of what you're talking about. And the lead frost giant walks up closer, and he takes out his great axe, and he cleaves the ogre's skull in half. Turns, faces the other frost giants, and they walk off into the distance, leaving you alone with 2 dead ogres and 1 not dead ogre.
All right, Ring of Winter. Let's just not go anywhere near anything that looks like that. Quite frankly, I'm looking to hide my boa chills.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, "Do you know what they're talking about? Are they gonna find it sooner or later?"
He's so Ardvid replies, I've never heard of a Ring of Winter, nor of an Artist Simber. But I wouldn't want to be in the way of them in finding that.
Okay.
Right. Not at least for like 4 more levels.
Yeah, I can't remember what level they are. I'd have to check.
I don't know either.
Real
I
high.
was just guessing.
They are
I'm guessing it's
level
not 5.
8. Level
Okay,
8.
I was close.
Significantly higher than a challenge rating 2, which is what the ogre was.
Right.
Let's see here. So Ardvald waits a few seconds and he says, well, I don't know what to do now, because I was going to try to find a civilized place to go live. And I don't know how to get there, and I have lost my travel companions.
Well, we're headed to this place on the map, and I point to Mambala on our map. Usually, if it's on a map, that's a good sign.
I don't know, man. The last 2 places we've been to that were on the map was Camp Righteous and Fort Vengeance, and neither one of those were particularly chill spots.
Touche.
How about this? Is it Ardvid?
Ardvald.
Ardvald. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really glad to have you along, Aardvark.
I was just thinking that.
Or sorry, Ardvid is what I meant to say.
That's what I said.
No,
I stand by what I said.
Do either of y'all, out of game, do either of y'all watch Dune? Or like Red Dune, or have fan of Dune at all?
Sorry, I got it confused with something else for a moment. Sorry,
Okay.
Eli.
Ardvid. We do know where Nyanzaru is, but we're not exactly headed in that direction currently. However, we've got there's 3 of us plus Elvira plus Raka plus Vorn. I kind of like gesture to the rest of us.
This is
We're
rapidly becoming a big party.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, cool.
No, you did just lose Keegan, so.
Yep.
Some of us are pretty cool.
We're kind of a big deal. At least on this river.
So
Wouldn't say that.
you're welcome to stay with us, and we do fight our fair share of monsters and stuff. So some inspiration right there if you want to be a bard. Plenty of stuff to write about.
Good.
Mostly pedal shooting things with arrows.
You should ballot
Uh,
I have never had a ballad written about me,
level content.
which
every
would
day.
be cool.
He says, I am still learning the art, but I love the idea, and I would be happy to join you at least for the short term until I can find someplace where I can focus more. I've heard of a place, but I don't know where to get to it. Jahaka, I think it was called.
Never heard of it.
Although we do have some friends a little ways downriver, tribe of Kinku that we're quite friendly with. I don't know how musical they are, but if you showed up with friendly intents, I suspect you could be welcomed there.
I like this idea. Which way do I go?
I will give him directions. Mostly what I know is you're going to have to go down this river and then take another river up. If you wanted to try to cut across, you could. I don't I haven't done that.
Mhm.
But it's basically like if you were to draw a line from here to Camp Vengeance and just keep that line going, you'd pretty much hit it.
He just says, "I think I'll do that." Well, thank you, travelers. I think um, will sing of this day uh, in and write poems of what has happened here, and um, maybe I will see you again. Um, if you did want him to write any ballads, you would have to share like some story with him if you want.
We're gonna come back through when we pick up the faithful. So we will definitely stop by. By the way, tell the faithful, you'll know who they are. They'll show you. The pygmy people, some gruns, one or two goblins. Anyways, tell them Vorn says, keep up the good work.
He says, "I will do so." Um, farewell, travelers. Till we meet again. And
Goodbye,
he
Ardvid.
travels off into the
Bye, Aardvark.
distance. Bye. And brings us to what I think would be a good point for a 5-minute break.
Ooh, great, because I am starting.
There.
All right, let's do that. waiting on Zach, but grabbed what is one of my favorite all-time snacks. A couple chunks of cheese and some pickles. A glass of milk.
Very nice. I had a
Good
cup
stuff.
of chocolate chips and some coffee.
I did make a chocolate chai as well. Ooh.
Oh, that looks
Wyoming.
real good.
That's a good state.
Did somebody say steak?
State.
A state. Wyoming is a
I've
good
driven
state.
through the very center of Wyoming, from between Denver and Billings.
Mm-hmm.
So I shot like right up the center.
Yeah, there's not a ton to see there in the middle
There
of the
is
state.
this one very rural town, and I can't think of the name of it right now. It's not Cody, but it's something like that. Very cute downtown with neon signs everywhere. I want to go back down that through that area. It was cool.
I believe you.
I've never seen that much open space in my whole entire life, though.
That kind of thing freaks me out a little bit. Just that, like, open land to the horizon in all directions. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Okay. We pick up. Double check something here. Yeah. We pick up with you back on your way. Now, as you're journeying, Rocca's going to give you a little bit of expert advice. Also, he's going to make your navigation rolls for you, so he's going to
That's
have
cool.
advantage of those. Here. Oh, no problem. No problem. It says, where we're going there, it's very likely we're going to encounter terrafolk, and perhaps, I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that there might be a witch. So,
You said terrafolk?
terrafolk, yes.
What is
To
terrafolk?
Volo's big book of horrid monstrosities.
It takes you a moment, Guy, because he doesn't use the word terrafolk. He kind of describes them as bird people, but dinosaur bird people. So I will give you I think there's a handout that I can show you for this.
Everybody do the dinosaur.
Creatures and monsters. Yeah, here we go. This is the
what if there are
visual
like
description.
were dinos or were lizards?
Everybody do the dinosaur. That's horrifying.
It is horrifying.
I'm telling
He
you,
has
man,
a-
this entire continent
It
is
has to
just
kill us, man.
the whole thing is just nightmare fuel.
Yeah, he says, I haven't actually met one myself because they like to stick to the rocky areas, the really high altitude, but they will dive down very quietly and snatch up small children and animals, carry them up really high, and then drop them.
So, like, we're not negotiating with these people, right? We're just gonna kill them on sight.
That is if they don't kill you first.
Okay, so there's not secretly like a barred version of one of these that we're gonna accidentally off, just at random.
You know,
If
they
there
forgot
is,
about
you'd never know. No,
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised that you guys shot that one ogre out of game real fast.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was pretty obvious that he was knocked out cold, and I thought maybe you might be able to see the little piece of paper, like next to him on the
Nope,
ground.
not even paying attention.
Okay.
I saw the paper. I didn't think it was like. I didn't necessarily think it was connected to him for any reason.
I did feel very bad when I murdered Hobo, like when I realized what it is.
That's the first time I've ever had like a murder hobo smackdown right after it happened. Where I like revealed to you that it was a good character. So that was not intended because I did not expect that.
Oh.
Actually, gotta be honest, my heart was racing. I was like, "What? My NPC's being killed!" Like I just hoped they would deal enough damage to kill him.
Okay, Terrafolk as in pterosaur. I didn't know there was a P. I thought like it was Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's reasonable. It's a reasonable way to think about it.
Yeah, no, those look terrifying.
Is that a pun?
Retroactively, yes.
Okay.
I can totally envision one of these guys going like full Palpatine or something. God.
Eat him. Eat them all. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of an update on the map as to where you are, so that this all makes more sense. I'm gonna do yellow. Let's see, large. Okay, so you have made it this far. Can you see that? What I just drew the big yellow line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and your goal is to get to Mbola, which is a really hard name to say. Mbola, I guess I'm just going to say it that way. And he says, now, we're going to have to be really careful because this is home to Terrafolk. It's going to become very high and mountainous here. It's a small area, but this is the best way to get to Oralunga if you want to go there. It's not too late to change your heading.
No, man.
We're here for the adventure.
Right.
And I probably would like to know more about Ubtao before we go and see if we can find anything else about like what this tomb we're looking for is. So
why don't you
like what is Ubtao?
A history check. Anybody who wants to do a history check, and that'll tell us how much you know already.
all right. Dirty 20.
Okay, that's actually excellent. It is believed that the heart of Ubtao is actually a fossilized part of a god that floats in the sky. People believe it to be the actual heart of Ubtao himself, and that is why it floats. It is full of great power.
We'll get there eventually. It's okay.
From the description of it, it's an incredible sight to see, and in fact, Raka tells you might be able to see it from Mbola because you'll be high enough up. And not only that, I think. Let me double check real fast. Oh, I totally forgot to mention. It is raining right now.
When is it not?
When is it not? Well, actually, that's a really good point because it's supposed to be extremely rainy in this jungle, and I've barely given you any rain. I can't see it on the map right now to indicate, but he tells you that you are most likely going to see Firefinger as well.
Firefinger, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's some ancient tower of some sort. Raka doesn't know too much about it.
Ancient tower, you say?
Elvira probably would know something with her history knowledge.
Oh yeah, you want me to roll another time, or
if you'd like to? You've got the best history roll.
Well, you say that. Only a 7 this time.
Let's see. It's most likely a legend that it's actually a tower. It's probably more of a natural occurring, very oddly shaped portion of the jungle. And
Okay.
there is a signal fire that's on top of it. At least that's what you've heard. Hence the name Firefinger.
Imagine, speaking of Wyoming, that Devil's Tower formation that was made from volcanic activity,
Mm-hmm.
just in the middle of the jungle.
Fun fact, that is about an hour's drive from my house.
That's cool.
Very cool. I went there last year.
Mhm.
It's
Last time
called
I'd been there, I
Devil's
was like
Tower,
6
and
or
it's
something.
a bunch of what looks like rock tubes going up, but it's all made from like various volcanic activity, and it is like lava rock.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's super
Chilled.
cool. There's a miniature. I
Hold
think
on.
they call it like mini Devil's Tower over near Rapid City. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, lots of interesting landmarks over here. But that's probably not too similar to Mbala, which is described to you more as like rocky cliff area. So let me pull up my map here. Okay. One quick modification of my description of that. It's a plateau. So that should
Okay.
make more sense. It's like a mesa, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just kind of standing alone out there, or maybe a butte. It's abnormally high, kind of flat, and it only covers a few square miles, and then you're back to your normal jungle.
The weirdest looking thing in the world.
He says there's going to be a very difficult path in order to get up to get to the easier method of travel all the way to Oralunka. In fact, once you get up on top of this plateau, it's going to be pretty amazing travel. You're going to have a wonderful view of the jungle around you. You'll be able to see very far across Chult. In fact, the only reason you can't see the plateau is because the trees are in the way of you now. But if you were up on the plateau, you could probably see all the way to Omu, which is where you're trying to go.
Wow. Okay.
Dang.
I'm pulling up what I need in order to do this part. Okay. Along the way. You're almost to the cliffside. You can see the plateau in the distance, probably about 5 miles away. You're walking through what is mostly grassland, I think it would be. And the rain starts to let up and it becomes a lot more bearable weather. And you can see walking along what is kind of like a very lightly traveled dirt path that you've been following in this meadow. There are 3 individuals in the distance, less than a mile ahead of you, walking in single file towards you. It is very obvious to you that they should be able to clearly see you coming, just as clearly as you can see them. You kind of come up right over this small rolling hill, and that's when you notice them. Doesn't take very long, and you can see exactly how many there are. There's 6 people in total. The 3 in the back are obviously Chultan. They're Chultan tribal folk. They've got the black skin, and then the other 3 are wearing green robes and bear a resemblance to some people you had seen before. You remember back in about, I think it was like session 4 or 5, you encountered the Emerald Enclave.
Yeah.
We did the what?
The Emerald Enclave, remember?
I do remember the name. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they look like. Got the same clothes on and everything. They just seem to be making their way a certain direction. They're walking towards you. They get close and they say hail, and then they just pass on by. They don't really engage with you at all.
That's fine.
Yep.
I'm good with that. Everybody be about their own business.
Right. Yeah, these Emerald Enclaves seem to be a little bit mysterious. They're wandering around the jungle for a reason, but it's not the most clear to you. You do know that they are fond of druids, though. They had mentioned that
Oh,
before.
can I just like in general in passing be like, hey, is the road clear up ahead?
Clear as the summer sky.
Thank you.
Indeed. Well met, travelers. The
Happy
Choltons say nothing. They're just walking with spears in their hands. Okay. You reach the bottom of this plateau, and it goes from meadow to just 90-degree cliff, basically. Like in
Okay.
There's some rocks and boulders down on the ground that had fallen over the eons of existence.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a perception check from all of you here. But Raka's clearly going to do most of the heavy lifting on that.
6.
12.
Okay.
15.
Oh yeah, Raka did a good job. He got an 18. Ooh, Cassandra got an... Wait, somebody got a 19. I did a stealth by accident. Oops, I did a stealth for her. There we go. 16. Okay. So Cassandra and Raka both find it, and whoever had above a 12 also found it. Oops, something just fell over on my desk. It's all good. You see a switchback trail going up the side of the plateau. And in that searching, Raka had told you that there's basically one good way up there, and if you try to go up a different way, it's going to be a lot harder. You're probably going to have to do rock climbing to get up on top. But the alternative is to go into what is quite possibly one of the densest portions of the jungle, and so it would be just as difficult to go on the ground as it would be to just go up this and then have clear swift travel for a while.
Would we have to get up on the plateau?
I mean, honestly, it would be nice if we could get up on the plateau
And see what we're looking at?
and see what we're looking at. Yeah, so we
that
can
makes sense.
so we can get to Nanamu.
Or you're trying to get to Mbala first.
Thank you. Oh no. What's the
heart of
Yenti city that we were headed to? I'm sorry, I can't remember it off the top.
Oh, the Yuan city. They've taken over Omu.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Moo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I want to try to get a line on. He said we could see Omu from here. We got up top. That way, we would at least know which way to go, other than vaguely southwest or vaguely southeast.
Do you want to flip a coin to see which side that we're going up?
It doesn't sound like it particularly matters.
Okay.
Guy, do you got a strong preference?
No. Sorry. I was busy writing stuff down. Can you... What are we rolling for? Or
We can go up the mountainside.
Okay, let's go to the mountainside.
Okay.
He says, Raka says, just be careful. Don't go into any of the caves that we find. That's probably where the Terra folk are going to be hiding. So at certain points, you're just going to want to be just a little vigilant. No more than otherwise necessary in Chult, though.
Now, can I understand Rocco when he's saying this?
He is probably able to do a little bit of a mixture of Common and Elvish, but anyone who speaks Elvish can translate for you.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
translate it for you.
Okay. So I want to ask Raka if the Terrafolk are nocturnal. Or...
He's not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really not sure. He hasn't seen them. He assumes that they perhaps could be. It's hard to know.
And I presume there's nothing in the book about that.
I would need to check real fast. So there's a certain amount of information that you would get from reading Volo's guide that I can impart to you. It does not say.
Okay.
So I'm actually not sure. So we'll go with whatever I want. It's the best way.
Created a monster.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, you're gonna need to make a dexterity check for the first portion of the switchback. Don't worry, it's not too hard. Now, if you want to plan, I am willing to have my. I'm willing for you to argue for a better DC if you put your mind to it in a way that makes sense. The DC is not rigid. It can change if you want to think outside the box or try to do something special here.
Okay.
Because basically what we're gonna do like a little mini game of the switch block. We're gonna do a little mini game of the switchback.
Okay, so now is this big enough to take all of our stuff and like is Winston going up this?
Let's see here. The path is typically no more than 5 feet in width.
So that's a negative.
Yeah.
That means Vorn isn't coming and Winston isn't coming.
One thing's
and
for
it's
sure,
questionable.
those two could definitely hold their own down here on the ground alone. They're not going to get picked up by Terrafolk.
That's for sure.
Yeah. I think the only animals we're going to get up there is going to be Queen and Shere Khan. And of course, Maximus.
I think Shere Khan's actually going to be pretty good at climbing this because he's a tiger. They're pretty agile.
I gotta get.
Will Vorn be able to come up here?
No.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
All right, I will tell Vorn to guard and take care of Winston.
He immediately sets to it. He starts searching out fresh vegetation to feed Winston.
Vorn, you are just top notch, my guy.
I aim to please, Master.
Oops. So
do you
Elvira made a 14 on her dexterity, but Queen made a 6.
Well, so one more time, because you're going up quite a distance. We're gonna do a bunch of different dexterity checks for the switchback.
Okay.
But you're welcome to try to improve your chances by using whatever you have at hand. So
yeah.
I don't want to give you any ideas.
Oh, I've got a grappling hook.
I don't think I have anything.
I've got a grappling hook and some. Do I have rope? I know I have rope. Yes, I have.
I got lots of rope, bro.
I have 50 feet of rope.
All right, I want to tie the rope to the grappling hook. Wait.
I forgot
What
you had
if-
a hook. That's awesome.
What if, like, we put the grappling hook on an arrow and then had Petal fire the arrow
Too
up?
heavy.
Yeah. Although I could probably like do like that swing launch thing like everybody does with grapple hooks.
Yeah.
It's like a
How
ranged attack, right?
Yeah. Strength or dex, whichever you prefer.
Oh, for sure, dexterity.
okay, yeah.
Okay, I'll make the shot.
Tie my rope to the grappling hook, hand it off to Petal.
Okay.
11.
Get about halfway up, and it loses all steam and comes back down.
Everybody
Clink,
back up.
clink.
Everybody back up. All right, let me give it one more shot. That was a particularly poor score.
You got this.
9. Sorry, I rolled a 7 and then I rolled a 5. Like,
Womp, womp, womp.
hey,
Oh.
who's got a climbing speed? Devoke, do you have a climbing speed? I don't think so.
I think Rocka might.
No. Okay, question. How much do we trust Maximus?
That's a funny question.
I trust him. I don't trust him to not get the
Yeah. Yes.
All right, well, Maximus has both a climb speed and a fly speed.
Oh yeah.
And so
We just have him fly up there.
I would
Okay.
like to attempt an incredibly difficult animal handling check to communicate to my henchman monkey, who so far, I mean, he's not dumb. He's learned how to pickpocket, right? Like that was step 1. So
True.
like he went and got the magic ball, right? The shiny ball or whatever that we needed from the temple. He just didn't bring it back. I'm thinking if we just tell him to go up there and drop it. He's smart. He'll figure that out. I would like to do an animal handling check to try to get Maximus to fly this grappling hook up to where, like, to where we want it to go, all the way up to the top, and like just drop it. And like if we do that enough times, it'll eventually catch something, right?
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Ten.
Hey, can I like be kind of miming behind Petal to like give him advantage or something?
No, it'd really be up to Petal, because
Okay.
the two are kind of
Yeah,
divided.
yeah, right.
It's not
Maximus
your
isn't.
circus, not your monkey.
Maximus is not really getting the message. Raka hadn't really been paying attention. He comes over and he says, "Hey, if I get a couple components, if I get the right components, I could actually cast a spell that might help with that. But I need to locate some fur and some cloth. I got some cloth, but I need fur."
Oh, or would there be any reason to believe that there's obsidian around?
See, we do have a tiger. Do you just need the hair, or does it like a chunk of leather and fur? Like, so we're not doing that.
A little bit of hair wrapped in
Perfect.
cloth.
Sharkan, I'm gonna give you a teensy bit of a haircut just in this one little spout in your back hunch.
I don't think
Won't
he
even
notices.
Yeah, I'll be real quick about it. It's a little swoop.
He takes it, wraps it in the cloth, and then he reaches out with his feathered hand and he touches Maximus, and he utters he utters something in Raven speech. I'm just gonna call it Raven speech. It just makes sense. And is Maximus's intelligence above a 4?
Yep, it's a 5.
Shoot. The spell does not take. unfortunately. So here comes the question. Does anyone have the ability to temporarily lower Maximus's intelligence by 1, and then Rocket can cast the spell again, and it should work for 10 minutes?
What if I flick him on the head real hard?
What if I gave him some of my halfling weed?
I love this idea, and maybe a little wine.
Let's see if I don't have
Yeah,
any. If not, I'll just give him extra wine.
We're gonna
If I
have
have money, but if I don't, he's getting a good helping.
we're about to have a drunk flying monkey deliver our grappling hook that we are then going to trust our lives with. I just want everyone to be fully cognizant of this plan because I love it.
I'm gonna write down that name, the drunk flying monkey. We need to use that for something. I don't know what.
Oh my goodness.
If we have to build a new boat, it can be the drunk flying monkey.
Okay, so Raka lets out a crowing sound, and with a what is it? Oh, come on! I knew it was here. Hang on a second. This is too cool to not do. Oh well. He uses a spell, and whoosh, Maximus takes off into the air, carrying your grappling hook up with him. He's struggling a little bit. It's kind of heavy for the little guy, but
And also, he's drunk.
he's doing a good job. As he gets up
That is
higher,
strength of 8.
is he? Oh, yeah, that's not so bad for a flying monkey.
That was my thought. I was impressed.
As he gets up higher, the wind gets stronger. Maximus is struggling a little bit more. He's got to fight the wind, but he's a trooper. He's gonna do this. He flies up what is probably, this portion's about 50 feet up. So it's no surprise that you couldn't get the hook up there. As Maximus gets up higher and higher, you realize, wow, this is a lot higher than I thought it was.
I was aiming way low, guys. That explains a lot, actually. I'm normally a much better shot.
He sets the hook down on just out of sight behind what is a big lump of a rock. And then within a few seconds, you see Maximus come down very slowly, very gracefully, back down to you.
I'm gonna give him a treat.
Munches on it happily.
Good job, buddy. Good job. Good job.
I did
Maybe he'll
something for
remember
once.
next time.
Very, very happy. He does a little jig or something.
I'll roll him his own little halfling tobacco joint. And... There you go, buddy.
Oh, let's see here.
Have you ever seen pictures of smoking monkeys?
No, but that sounds hilarious.
So there's these apparently in places like India where they just have like massive resident monkey populations.
Okay.
Some of them learn to smoke cigarettes that people drop. And so like they will literally hang around smoking areas. They obviously get like super nicotine addicted.
Oh man, poor
But
thing.
they'll like, I know it's horrible, but they'll hang around like a smoking area, and when someone goes to like drop their cigarette, they'll just dart in and like snatch it and like and run off. Little crackhead monkeys.
That sounds terrifying, actually.
Monkeys
Are they like
mean, too.
chimpanzees or?
They're like little like
Look at like
Oh.
Indian monkeys, the ones in the market.
yeah.
Okay, so they're not like the ones that maul people.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, those are baboons, I think.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Dexterity checks. Are you gonna hold on to the rope? Is that what's going on?
Why not?
Give it a little
Yeah.
tug. It's nice and snug up there at the top.
Do we want to go one at a time?
Yeah.
Well, so Cassandra's going to speak up for once this session and say, why don't we tie another rope to each of us, and then that big rope on the grappling hook to all of us, that if somebody falls, we all, nobody actually falls all the way down.
Yep.
Question: what about Shere Khan and Queen?
Well,
I would be
just assumed
happy-
They would be fine. That's what Cassandra says.
So we can walk up the switchbacks, right?
You can. It's just kind of like narrow in some parts. Is the problem?
Okay. I tell you what, if you guys want to hustle and bustle up there, I will walk Shere Khan and Queen up. I'll be pretty quick.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right. Let's do a series of. We're going to do five checks total. They're
Okay.
all going to be the same DC. So why don't you? Let's just
And
do
then
round
me,
one.
me and Elvira and Raka and whoever are gonna like tie, or gonna like do what Cassandra suggested and tie the ropes to each other.
Okay. And we're going to do this for those of you who are in a group. Do it as a group D check. So average. We'll average out the scores and you run with those.
Okay.
Sound good?
Only a 4.
Okay.
And this is for what? Athletics or?
This is athletic, or excuse
Oh,
me,
my bad.
dexterity. I mean,
Okay, good. That's what I rolled.
Just straight dexterity. of
straight dexterity.
15.
8, 5, 4, 15. I need to grab my calculator because I'm not that good at averaging in my head. 8 plus 5 plus 4 plus 15. 4. Okay, the first switchback you go up, you get about a 3/4 of the way up, and then Cassandra in the back slips and on a crumbling piece of rock and falls. She clings desperately to the rope, which then pulls Raka, and he falls down to his knees and squawks. Gah! Let's do strength check to pull up whoever's falling. Just Cassandra.
Ooh, I have a guy.
Hey.
Dirty 20 from Raka. Oh, I should do him at disadvantage because he's in a situation. He gets a 13.
I mean, I was +0 to strength, but I have a natural 20. Or, yeah.
Okay, the three of you pull her up really fast. And she dusts herself off. Like, well, I hope that doesn't happen again. I don't want to make a habit of this.
Mm.
I almost lost my staff. There's only one of those.
That would be bad.
It'd be very
Indeed.
bad. Petal, you're going separately, right? With the animals?
Yeah, I'll leave the animals up.
Okay, so you would just make your checks alone then.
Okay.
For everybody.
I did what I do. I got a 16.
That's a pass.
Cool.
Okay, round 2. Dexterity again from the group. Oh, Cassandra got a natural 20. Raka got a 17.
12 for Elvira.
Okay, that's just natural. You know, it doesn't even matter what guy gets. You all pass that one. Round 2.
Oh, okay, cool.
Pick it up, no problem. Now,
21.
21. Very good. Make it up. 0 issue.
Wait, should I also be rolling for Shere Khan and Queen?
I figured we could just use your
Okay.
roll. Just keep it simple.
I'll take that.
For sure.
Okay.
I think I have a higher dexterity than both, so yeah.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense for the tiger, but okay.
Right.
Let's do round 3 dexterity. Doing great so far.
Hey, dirty 20.
23, 17, 18. That's another pass. Guy, you're doing a great
12.
job. You don't even have to roll. 12 passes. Round 4. Ooh, not looking as good.
For round 4, Elvira got 18.
15.
Okay, the two of you carried Cassandra. She was not doing so well.
I got you,
And
boo.
Petal?
I got an 11.
That passes. You're doing a good job. All right, last round. This will get you up onto a little bit safer ground, and you won't have to do this anymore. Gets you up the bulk of the height for now.
Okay.
Oh, I've got 2 nat 1s. Wait, no. Sorry, I misread that. 1 nat 1 and a 7. So that's a 9 and a 1.
I have a 9.
9. What did Elvira get?
Maybe.
Oh. What was the roll again?
It's a last dexterity check.
Dang, 4.
Okay, this time you whiff it really badly. And
Yep.
everybody except for whoever's in the lead, which is probably Elvira or Guy.
Yeah.
There are 3 of you dangling off the edge. So we need some group stealth check, or not stealth, strength checks. Yeah, at disadvantage for Cassandra and Raka and whoever. Which one of you? Who's in the front?
Me.
Okay, so you have it normal check, but Elvira's gonna have it at disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. Can I? Never mind.
Okay, 9.
Okay.
8.
You get Elvira back up. The other 2 are still hanging off.
Can I help him make a strength check next time to pull the other up?
Yeah.
Oh,
Eli looks tired.
yeah. I don't know why. Sorry.
That's okay.
I was the same, man. I'm sorry, too. I mean,
If you want to call it when we get up on the top of the plateau, that's cool.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
need.
What now?
Let's just do another round of strength.
Yep.
Wow.
13.
I got a 15.
Okay, you're able to get the other 2 up. They weren't able to help you out at all. They were just flailing around helplessly. They're gonna take each a point of exhaustion for being down there so far. I have to notate that. They're gonna have to do something to work that off.
I'm gonna turn around like at least Petal looks like he's doing good.
Okay. Dexterity check from Petal to wrap it up.
22.
Easy peasy. You caught up with the rest of them. You were going so easily, so well. In fact, you were almost there in time to help rescue the others when they barely scrambled up. It was a little embarrassing. Not for you, but for them.
Like you saw that, didn't you?
I did see that actually. Yeah, I almost got there in time to fix it too. But I did see the whole thing.
See, we didn't need you. You saw us not needing you.
You reach the top as the heroic party you are, victorious. Do you want to call it here tonight if you're tired? That's cool. I can work out some stuff for Mbala and Orlunga for next time if you want. It's a little bit of a shorter session tonight, but that's cool.
Yeah.
We can do that, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I will flesh that stuff out.
I would, before we wrap up, I would like to add that I'd like pull up the grappling hook and recover it or what.
Oh, excellent idea.
Yeah.
Excellent. I got to pull out
Good
one of
looking up.
my DM books for that. That was cool.
Nice.
That's actually why stuff was falling in the background.
That looks like a fun book.
Yeah, I got one for NPCs as well from the same author. So
Oh, cool.
that's I think that's the second time I've used it. So I just happened to remember that there was a cliff climbing page encounter on there. So all right. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. I certainly enjoyed having you here and look forward to next week.